So we are starting with the analog communication. In analog communication system, let's talk about what is definition of communication. So first thing is, what is communication? And what is the answer for this? The answer for this question is the exchange of information is known as communication. So answer is exchange of information. Exchange of information is known as communication. So what is our task? Our task is what is the information? What is information available? How information is available to us? So what I can say, the information is available to us in terms of voice, or some video. Voice, audio and video. So information is available in this form. These are information. Or you can say these are source of information. And now I want to convert this source of information from one point to another point. So idea is what? You need to have some transducer, and what? We need some amplification action. So first we need some transducer, some amplifiers, amplification is required so that we get our signal, and that signal is, I am writing the estimation of your information known as baseband signal, or you can say this is your message signal. Now you want to transmit this MT using antenna, so certain modulation is required. You want to transmit this message, and to transmit this message, modulation scheme is required. Modulation is required. So this is the idea of communication. So what is the idea of communication? The idea of communication is to transmit exchange of information. And what is information? We will talk information in terms of probability, but at initial level what I can say, the information is nothing but your message signal, voice, audio, video. We want to transmit it. So we will transmit it. So how we will transmit it? We will transmit it using transducer. So transducer will convert it into the signal which can radiate the electrical signal. This will convert it into the electrical signal. This MT is now available as electrical signal. This MT is available as electrical signal. If this MT is available as electrical signal, you can transmit it through the antenna, and this is the idea of communication. Let's see the practical aspect, that how we can transmit our signal MT, and let's talk about this also. In communication system, I will use some of the word very frequently, and these words are, the first word I will use is baseband signal. Baseband signal. Let's understand some basics of communication, and first word is baseband signal. So what is baseband signal? The baseband signal is the signal which required no power, additional power for transmission, or the signal where no modulation or demodulation is required. The modulation and demodulation are not required in, suppose this is transmitter, this is connected to one receiver, then this signal is known as MT. A wired communication is known as baseband signal. The communication through, or this communication, is known as baseband communication. Baseband communication. This communication is known as baseband communication. So there is a term I will use frequently, this term I will use very frequently, the baseband signal. And what is baseband signal? A baseband signal, you can say, a very low frequency signal or message signal. What is name of baseband signal? Either you can say this is low frequency signal, or you can say that this is message signal. So your message signal, a signal which do not require a power to modulate the signal or power to demodulate the signal, a signal where modulation and demodulation is not required, is known as baseband signal. Or your original message signal is known as baseband signal. So low frequency signal, and second part, this is also known as message signal. So a very important two very important point. What do we understand by baseband communication? The baseband communication is a wired communication, or what do we will frequently use this term, and this term is baseband signal. And what do we understand by baseband signal? A baseband signal is the signal where no modulation and demodulation is required to transmit the message, or your original message signal is known as baseband signal. So we will use this term, the baseband signal. Let's talk about the second term. One more term we will use is bandwidth of the signal. Baseband signal. Then one more thing we are having is known as carrier signal. Carrier signal. And the meaning of carrier signal is very simple. This is high frequency signal. High frequency signal, or which is responsible for carrying the baseband signal, is known as carrier signal. So you can say this is high frequency signal. High frequency signal is known as carrier signal. Or generally in communication system we use sinusoidal signal as a carrier signal. So you can say we will represent carrier by CT, and CT is given by AC cos of omega CT, where omega C is known as 2 pi FCT, FC, and FC is what? Carrier frequency. This is given in megahertz, let's say, or in kilohertz. This is a carrier signal. Carrier signal means a signal of very high frequency. This dense cycle represents a very high frequency. So this may be AC, this is minus of AC, this is omega CT, and this is known as CT. So this thing is very clear. What do we understand by carrier signal? Who carries the message is known as carrier signal. You can compare this with a bus driver and a passenger. So bus driver is known as carrier and passengers are the information signal. So you can, this analogy is perfect for the example of carrier signal and message signal. So who is having the message? The baseband signal is having the message. There is the loss in carrier signal is okay. There is no problem in losing carrier signal in communication. But one thing is very constant. We cannot harm our baseband signal. Our entire communication system is to protect the baseband signal only, to protect the message signal only. So one more word we will use in communication system is carrier signal. And carrier signal is what? A very high frequency signal is known as carrier signal. For, let's say, for FM system, for frequency modulation system, the carrier is 88 megahertz to 108 megahertz. Or you can say for AM system, this start with approximately 535 kilohertz to 1650 kilohertz. This is the idea of carrier in frequency modulated signal and amplitude modulated signal. So second term we will use very frequently is carrier signal. Now third term, and third very important term is known as bandwidth. A very important term, the bandwidth of a signal. So let's talk about the bandwidth. What do we understand by bandwidth of a signal? A bandwidth of signal means the band in which energy lies is known as bandwidth. Very important term is known as bandwidth. Let's talk about this. The frequency band in which energy is, the frequency band in which energy is non-zero is known as bandwidth. The frequency in which the frequency range in which the energy of a signal is non-zero is known as bandwidth. So let's see the idea of bandwidth. And as name suggests, the bandwidth is the matter of frequency domain only. So we will generally we will calculate bandwidth in which domain? Generally the bandwidth is calculated in Fourier domain. Fourier domain. We will talk in terms of bandwidth in the Fourier domain. So what I can say, the Fourier domain, the Fourier transform, Fourier domain means I am talking about the Fourier transform, and Fourier transform is a symmetrical representation. Symmetrical representation of a signal. If Fourier transform is a symmetrical representation of a signal, this will talk about the positive frequency as well as negative frequency. So if somebody says that, okay, if let's say this is one spectrum, and this spectrum, the energy lies from in this way. Let's say this is 0, this is 1 hertz, this is 2 hertz. This value is A. So this value is minus 1 hertz, this value is minus 2 hertz. Let me tell you how you define the bandwidth. So I told you the definition. The idea of bandwidth is the energy range in which the frequency range in which energy lies. But there is a problem. If you say that bandwidth of this signal is 4 kilohertz, answer is no, because the Fourier transform is a symmetrical transform. So you will either consider the positive frequency as your bandwidth or you consider negative frequency as a bandwidth, because Fourier transform will gives you answer for as a symmetry. It will gives you answer as a symmetry. So you can say either bandwidth of this signal is 2 hertz minus 0, or bandwidth of this signal, okay, either this part you can consider as a bandwidth or this part you can consider as a bandwidth. So final point minus initial point in one side. So 2 minus 0 is bandwidth, or you can say final point is 0 minus of 2 hertz. So don't say that bandwidth is 4 hertz. The bandwidth for this signal is 2 hertz. Either we will consider the positive part of the frequency or we will consider the negative part of the frequency, but not both at a same time. So this is the idea. This is the one more very important term we will use in the communication system. The next very important concept we want to learn about the communication system is the power. We will talk about the power of communication system, and power of communication system comes from the idea of energy and power. So you can say, let's talk about the power requirement. Power requirement in communication system. So what I can say, the power requirement of the communication system is this. Power of communication system is 1 by T integration of some signal xt, so xt whole square into dt, from minus t by 2 to t by 2. So power over a period is known as the power of communication system. And generally the power in communication system is always which power? RMS power. So keep this thing in mind. So whenever we will talk about the power requirement of a communication system, that power will be RMS power. And one more thing you can use here is Parseval's theorem. Parseval's theorem. So Parseval's theorem is another very fundamental, means what Parseval's theorem says that energy, the calculation of energy or power can be done in any domain. You can go in the frequency domain or you can go in the time domain also. So we will talk about the power of communication system, and power of communication system is always RMS power, or this idea of power is correct. Now we will use a term which is known as baseband signal. And what is bandwidth of baseband signal? So generally we take MT. Let's talk little bit about baseband signal. Baseband signal, and what do we understand by baseband signal? I told you the definition of baseband signal, but here let's talk about the bandwidth of the baseband signal. So what is time domain representation of baseband signal? So always remember that this low frequency signal is known as baseband signal. This low frequency signal is known as baseband signal, and the Fourier spectrum of this signal or Fourier transform of this signal is always a symmetrical, even symmetric number. You can say that this is m of f, or you can consider this m of omega. In communication system, we can talk about in any domain. If you are good, you are happy with the F domain. F domain means in frequency in hertz. So we can go for F, or if you are happy with omega, you can go with omega also. So this is plus FM, this is minus FM. And what I can say, the bandwidth of this is FM. So what I want to say that the frequency, the energy of this signal or power of this signal lies only in the range of 0 to FM. So keep this thing in mind. You can take any symmetrical signal as your baseband signal, or you can say this is spectrum of baseband signal. I will tell you the reason why. You can consider this shape as your baseband signal. This is FM, this is minus of FM, and this is again M of F. Or what I can say this is also a baseband signal. This is M, let's say this is M1, M2. You can take any symmetrical signal, even symmetrical signal, as your baseband signal. This is FM, this is minus FM. And why we are doing this? Means if a signal is symmetrical about the vertical axis, you can say the signal is symmetrical. But why we are taking this signal as a symmetrical signal? And the concept is this, that all real xt, let's say xt or mt, this is the property of Fourier transform, that if in time domain, let's talk about it. In time domain, what I can say, if in time domain the signal is real and even, then the frequency domain expression or Fourier domain expression is also real and even. And if the time domain expression is real and odd, then the frequency Fourier domain expression will be odd and imaginary. So initially we want our signal, the message signal, baseband signal, to be real. If this is real, then we can say the Fourier transform of this, we want our signal real in time domain and real in frequency domain. And which condition is possible in this case? That our signal is real and even in frequency domain. Only for this expression, the time domain expression is also real and frequency domain expression is also real. So you can say the bandwidth of this signal is FM hertz, or you can say, if you want to talk in radian per second, this is minus omega m, and plus omega m is also fine. If you are talking radian per second, omega m and minus omega m is also a fine representation, or FM and minus FM is also fine representation if you are talking in as a frequency in hertz. So what is prerequisite to, the idea is, what is prerequisite to understand the Fourier transform? How to increase our understanding for Fourier transform? And as we know that communication system talks in terms of frequency, so we have to talk about a tool which is useful for handling the frequency domain, and that tool is known as Fourier transform. So before starting the communication system, let's talk about the Fourier transform. And what Fourier transform? So I am going to tell you some properties and basics of Fourier transform so that we can understand the communication system in better way. So let's talk about this Fourier transform. Fourier transform. And what I can say in Fourier transform, in Fourier transform we represent or we transform one time domain signal. Time domain signal means our all concern is related to the time domain specification into the frequency domain. So you can say that this signal is m of f or m of omega. Both are fine because the omega is also frequency in radian per second and f is frequency in hertz. So both representations are fine because this Fourier transform, this Fourier transform gives us information about the bandwidth of the signal. This will give the information about bandwidth of the signal can be obtained by Fourier transform. This is one of the most important aspect of analyzing any communication system. While the time domain signal cannot give you the information about the bandwidth requirement of a signal. So any one more word we will use in the communication system is known as the spectrum. So what do we understand by spectrum? Spectrum. So you can say the spectrum is any frequency domain graph is known as spectrum. Any frequency domain plot is known as spectrum. Any frequency domain, or you can say the amplitude and frequency curve graph is known as So this is very important to have the idea of Fourier transform, because this Fourier transform will gives you the insight of the signal, means how many frequency components are making some signal, or what is the spectrum of. Spectrum means the frequency distribution, or you can say you can look at the spectrum like energy distribution of the signal. So let's start with some basic Fourier transform so that we will use in our communication system course. And first Fourier transform is a conversion of signal from a representation of signal from time domain to frequency domain. So you can say the Fourier transform of a signal mt. And how you write it? You write it like this. It is minus of infinity to infinity mt into e to the power minus of iota omega t into dt. And this is what? This is the representation of Fourier transform. This converts your mt into m of omega. So we can write Fourier transform of mt as